scared?
I'm starting. Start the show.
Do it or you're scared.
I'm
Scared?
starting it.
Are you scared?
No, I'm not scared.
You scared?
Right now. Welcome back
You
to the
scared?
Retrocrappod podcast, where each month we continue our search for the best bad movies on the planet Earth. I'm your host, Aaron, and I am joined, as always, by Matt.
Hey, bud.
Hey.
Hey. How's it going?
That's going great. See, now I've backed
good.
myself into a corner. I have to leave all that other stuff in, or else it's not going to make sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Or you could just cut it really awkwardly.
I could also do that, but I feel like that's somehow less professional.
Professional.
It's never what we've strived for here.
No.
So
We strive for honesty, empathy,
well,
respect,
yes.
and open-mindedness, and that's what makes us heroes.
Yeah. You got it. That's what it's on the t-shirts, you know.
Yep.
Yeah. How is you?
Me is good, man. I've been I mean, I know we have a few things to talk about media-wise that we've watched.
Yes.
But yeah, I've been really enjoying some of the stuff I've been watching.
Okay then. Well, why don't you tell me some of the stuff you've been watching? Unless you'd like me to go first, in which case, fine.
Well, I feel like now I'm painted in a corner where I could be like, no, I'm going to go first, and then I'm kind of an asshole. Or I could say, no, you go first, but then I'm like bending to your passive aggressiveness.
No, you can go first. It's fine.
No, you know what? You go first.
No, it's sorry.
You-
I really don't mind.
You should go first.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a Canadian standoff. Okay, all right, I'll start.
Okay, I'll go first.
Oh God. Okay.
Castlevania.
Is back.
Castlevania just ran its fourth season. I really, really like that series. I think it's extremely interesting. It's really intelligently written. There's a lot of interesting characters that are well voice acted. And it's just a lot of fun and also extremely gory.
Yes.
But yeah, honestly, I watched the fourth season and was just as excited and blown away as when the very first season of just 3 episodes dropped. And
I have seen the first episode.
that's it, hey?
That's it.
Man. No, it's I think it's a really good series. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. Highly recommend.
Yeah. I mean, one of the reasons I started watching it is because that studio that is making that show is the same studio that's doing the Masters of the Universe sequel cartoon, which just dropped a trailer and looks epic.
Yeah, I was really excited when I saw that
It
trailer.
looks so good, and like having Mark Hamill be Skeletor, like we knew it was gonna be good.
Yeah,
but
it's still better than we knew it was gonna be. Like,
yeah, it's. I hope he never.
he's good.
I hope he lives forever. I want to live in a world without Mark Hamill.
Yeah, let's not even think about it. Let's just
so
blow
good.
right past that sentiment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really excited. The art style, I was like, one thing when you reboot something that's really old is the artistic style completely changed, right? And it was really, really nice to see that. I mean, obviously it's different. We're using completely different technology, but the art style didn't look like just a total departure from the original. It looked very much, aside from a few like CG things, like it had the same heart that old, like shitty hand-drawn, reusing as many cells as possible animation looked.
Totally. Like they didn't change the character designs at all, really. I mean, other than making He-Man perhaps more ripped. But like, yeah, it's got like the same, like one of the things I noticed was like the backgrounds have the same like color palette and sort of tone as the original. Like, you know, the originals kind of just had like I don't know, not even oil paintings, but like shitty watercolor painting kind of background stuff.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Is that kind of like maybe that's I'm not a art person. I don't know
Nor am
mediums,
I.
but I think whatever they did, they kept that look alive, and I think that like really sort of helps sell the design to me a little bit. I don't know. I just watched it and I was like, this is excellent. I'm
Yeah,
very
for
excited
sure.
for this.
Me too.
Yeah. Um, but I will continue watching Castlevania at some point. Is it long? Like, do the seasons get longer than 3 episodes?
Yes, the first season was like an intro to the show, kind of. It was kind of just like setting up the show and the characters. I think it was kind of done as like a test where they're like, we really want to make this Castlevania show. No idea if it's gonna fly. Here are 3 episodes, and then Netflix released them, and everyone was clamoring for more. And then they were like, oh, okay, shit. So the other 3 seasons are longer. I don't think they're not super long. I don't remember exactly how many episodes though. I feel like
Probably like
probably like 8.
8 to 13 seems to be the new normal for these
Except
kind of
they're
shows.
not hour long
Yeah,
episodes. Just to be clear.
yeah. Well, that's good. I really hate how long some shows have been getting.
Yeah,
Like that
they.
was.
It often feels like too much. Hey.
It feels like they don't have enough story to fill the time, and so they're stretching.
Mm, yeah.
I found that a lot with the Marvel shows on Netflix.
Yeah.
I felt that they were stretching to reach a specific time limit, and I felt that for sure with that Sabrina show.
Oh yeah. I didn't watch much of it personally.
No, neither did I, because it felt like they were trying to cram half an hour worth of content into an hour long slot, and just
Yeah, cram isn't really the right word then, is it?
no, it's not. But they had every episode felt like it was twice as long as it needed to be.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, but that's why I was like really pumped when like Mandalorian came out and WandaVision came out, and they're like 25, 30 minutes, 35 minutes maybe at the longest. It's like
Yeah, and they
that's
feel action packed.
that's a solid length. Well, and then it like draws you in and it makes you want more, right?
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to just giving you everything right away. It's like, oh yeah, here's a 35-minute episode, and you're like, that was really good. I'd like another one, please. And then they give you one, and then they slowly build up to like, and now we're gonna do an hour-long episode, and you're fine with it because you're already invested.
Yep.
You
It's
know?
so weird that that's how it works. Like having even like before you start watching, like mentally, oh, this is 25 to 30 minutes. That immediately makes it more palatable for most people.
Yeah, yeah, totally. That's one of the reasons I put off watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier at first, because I was like, oh, it's like 48 minutes. Are you kidding me? So long. Speaking of things that are like just the right amount of length, I finally watched Ryan the Last Dragon,
Oh yeah.
which is an hour and 47 minutes long. What a good runtime.
Yes, agreed.
I am. It's not the best thing about it, but it was definitely one of the things that made me happiest.
Okay. Well, how did you feel about it as a whole? It's
Oh,
been
no, I thought it
months
was really.
since we
I
talked about
thought it
it.
was really
So
good. Yeah, yeah.
good. I'm glad.
It didn't like it wasn't mind blowing. Like if I think of like the recent like leaving Pixar out of it, like Disney Animation Studios movies, I think I prefer Moana to this
I could see that.
personally. But it was still really enjoyable. Um, and like I would totally watch it again.
Lovely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a ton of fun. I do want to watch it again. I just haven't yet, but I will.
Well, now it's up on Disney Plus for free.
Yeah, for sure. Can do it whenever I want.
Yeah, that's the only reason I watched it. Is because they put it out for everyone.
Yeah, I couldn't wait.
I don't know how I would have felt if I had to pay for it.
Well, you never
But
have to find out.
but just like as a thing, as a thing that I already had access to, I was like, yeah, this is good.
Nice.
So I don't know. That's not really. I don't have a lot to say about it, unfortunately. But like I thought it was really good. I thought Kelly Marie Tran did a great job.
Yeah, she did.
What about you? What else have you been seeing with your eyes?
Well, speaking of Disney Plus, I did go ahead with my siblings and get premiere access to Cruella because I didn't know it existed.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to have a movie night with Mackenzie, and she's like, "Hey, do you want to watch the new Disney movie?" I was like, "What new Disney movie? What are you talking about?" He's like, "Cruella." I was like, "Nope, never heard of it." But then I went and looked. It had my two favorite Emmas in it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm on board."
Oh, sucks to be Emma Roberts, I guess.
Yes, it does.
So I I honestly like probably never will watch this movie.
Yeah, it didn't really seem like something up your alley.
Uh, so I'm curious to like. So you enjoyed it?
I did. I did enjoy it. There's always a part of these kinds of movies, or even just stories, in the vein of like Maleficent or Wicked, where it's like this is a story told from the perspective of someone who you have only known as a villain.
Right.
Where like it's best in my mind for like enjoying and understanding to be like this is a new thing. Like this is
Mm-hmm.
Cruella in my mind is not related to that old Disney classic that I love so much, 101 Dalmatians. They have same characters. They, like there are some things that are the same, but I think it's more a new movie inspired from that rather than like a prequel.
Yeah.
Because otherwise things just get, you just start to question. You're like, well, that doesn't make sense, or like this should be this way, or stuff like that. Where like if you just treat it like a new movie that you're experiencing, then all that stuff goes away. And that's how if I'm gonna watch a movie, I prefer to enjoy it. That's how I go. So.
Obviously. I have maybe seen 101 Dalmatians once,
What?
and I think I maybe saw the Glenn Close one in the 90s. I think I maybe saw that one also once.
Well, that one's not great, so that's fine.
Could not care less about this property.
Oh.
But I heard a spoiler that kind of makes me want to watch this one. So I'm going to say spoilers real quick here.
Okay. For those of you who don't want spoilers, plug your ears for 30 seconds.
Is it true that like her like character arc moment, or like the thing that like sets her off is that her mom gets killed by some Dalmatians?
Oh yeah, baby.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Yep,
I will watch
happens.
it. Is it okay? Yeah, because I heard that and I'm like, are they trying to do like Joker but for like a woman who hates dogs?
It's interesting. Yeah. Oh, that's been 30 seconds, so welcome back those who didn't want spoilers.
Okay.
But yeah, I do recommend it. I think it's fun. I wouldn't like I would say if anyone's like I don't want to pay for it, then I'd be like, yeah, then don't. Just wait.
Just wait. It's a just wait kind of you don't have to rush out and see it.
No, I mean
right
like
away.
like I personally felt like it was worth it because I had so many people to split it with.
Yeah. Well, it's apparently getting like doing very well financially.
Well, good.
Like they've already said that it's gonna get a sequel, so
Oh, weird.
there will be a Cruella 2: Secret of the Ooze.
Please give me the 101 Dalmatians TMNT crossover.
The
That's what I
crossover
want.
that we deserve, quite frankly.
Yes.
Nickelodeon, Disney,
Yep.
subtle differences.
Cruella wants to make turtle skin boots.
Oh,
Um,
perfect.
we
Yeah.
go from there.
And then she teaches up with Krang. She teams up with Krang.
Yep.
And it's Krangella is their
They
celebrity couple
fuse.
name. Yeah.
Oh,
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 yeah. We could.
they fall into the ooze. They fuse. Get a bit of a Doc Ock situation going on there.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're talking. Now you're pitching me a movie that I want to see.
Okay.
You
Here we
see?
go. Here we go.
Because
Yep.
yeah. And maybe then in the threequel, she decides turtle skin boots were too hard to do because they're ninja turtles and she's not a ninja, so
Mm-hmm.
she decides maybe some rhino hide would make a nice leather jacket, and maybe I get some warthog tusks to make a ivory necklace out of, and then she hunts Bebop and Rocksteady.
Oh yeah. My first thought when I thought about that crossover, I wonder how Bebop and Rocksteady would fit into this.
Yeah, after she gets defeated by the turtles, she hunts down the last rhinoceros, which just happens to be Rocksteady.
Hell yeah, I'm on board.
She just turns into a poacher.
Yep.
That's
Sounds about right.
That's her villain turn. All right. Well, cool. Yeah, maybe I'll check out Lady Joker. The Devil Wears Joker. I watched a fucking weird thing.
Ooh,
You want to hear about it?
I do.
It's
Lay it
fucking
on
weird.
me.
All right.
What if I had said no?
That would have been like too bad because it's
there
happening.
we go.
Like, or you can hit mute and I'll do this to let you know to unmute.
You can just talk to the viewers without me.
I'll just, yeah, lean in, listener. Things about to get weird. I mean, you don't have to lean in. You can just turn up the volume or do nothing. It's really up to you. I watched a new it is a children's show, but it's not for children.
Did someone finally make Caillou Goes to College?
No, that would be
Okay.
amazing though. It was a show called Hug the Sun,
I've not heard of it.
and it is a web series out of Australia, and it's done as a like sort of found footage thing where like each episode begins with like a little thing saying like Hug the Sun was on the air from 1990 to 1993. Many of the people involved are still under investigation. This tape was recovered from some rubbish sale in Western Australia, and then it's done as like a VHS tape of a public access kids show that was created by a sun worshipping cult.
Oh.
Yeah, and it is so strange and so funny. The episode I recommend starting with is probably episode, was it 4 or 5? I think it's called The Dark World. It's the episode that features the Shadow Man. Start there, and if that doesn't pique your interest, then the show is not for you. But if you watch that episode and you laugh, then go ahead and watch the rest of it, because it is so fucking strange and so funny. And it's all on YouTube.
All right.
If you just search Hug the Sun on YouTube. It's very, very weird.
Yeah, sounds like it.
I love it. I love it so much. It definitely it's definitely a certain brand of comedy that like not everyone will be into.
Okay.
Like there's definitely a certain vibe to it. It's like it's a little bit absurdist, a little bit like dark humor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So far, sounds like things I'm into. So
Yeah, no, it's I think you in particular I think will get a kick out of it.
okay, cool. Hug the
And they're
sun.
only like 8 to 10 minutes long, these episodes, so like
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it's good. Uh Now, neither of us can remember. Did we talk about the new Mortal Kombat movie?
I yeah, I don't remember. I feel like we have talked about it, but then I'm not sure if we talked about it
We did it
during the
on air.
last podcast or
Okay,
not.
real quick, let's do 3 minutes. 3 minutes about Mortal Kombat
Okay,
2021.
I'm
The
gonna
most
start a
mortal of
timer.
okay, all right, all right.
Once I hit 3 minutes, I'm gonna scream.
Okay. Tell me when it's going.
And go.
Mortal Kombat 2021, pretty awesome movie. Lots of gore. I really liked all the gore. I particularly liked when the woman got cut in half with the hat. That
Oh
was
yeah,
fun.
intense.
I liked, what else did I like? The Scorpion Sub-Zero fight at the end was so satisfying. I like how they shoehorned in a lot of the video game phrases and catchphrases and stuff.
So many of them. Oh my
You
gosh.
have to do it. You have to do it, but it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you think?
Ultimately, it was what I expected. It was
Yeah.
good graphics, actually well choreographed fight scenes, very much unlike the original.
Yes.
But it was also a very empty plot with mostly bland characters because they didn't really matter.
They don't really matter, do
No,
they?
the story was boring. I mean, like, the story was about some dude, but really it wasn't. Because the arc of the story was actually Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
Yeah. And I guess they kind of tried to tie him into that by being like, you are related to the Scorpion.
Yeah. But he didn't really matter.
No. No.
But that was just a big excuse to both start and end with awesome Scorpion versus Sub-Zero fights. So
Totally. And I mean, I thought when I was watching it, because I had seen the trailer and I knew that Scorpion was going to show up again and say, get over here. I was like, oh, maybe because he's having visions. I was like, oh, maybe he's like going to be possessed and like turn into Scorpion.
that's
Like
what I thought
Scorpion's
too.
going to like bust out of hell and like turn into. Cole's going to turn into Scorpion, but it's like, no, he's just your grandpa.
Yeah, he's just going to show up beside
Yeah.
you and help you fight, which was less
Actually,
interesting.
he's going to
but-
fight. He's going to fight Sub-Zero while you punch ice that's holding your wife into place. Like,
Yep, accurate. Yeah, so like, yeah, ultimately I would say like this was a fun Mortal Kombat movie, much better than what we've had before.
oh,
Enjoyable
totally.
watch. Was it a good movie? No. This is a bad movie as far as movies go. This is,
I mean, like the grand scheme of movies, yeah. But in terms
Yeah.
of like video game action movies, like probably one of the better ones.
probably.
Yeah.
Most of them are very bad.
Most of them are very yeah. That's
very
just it.
bad.
I don't think this
was
is very
not
bad. Like I would watch this again.
I would watch the first part again. Honestly, my favorite part of the movie was the first sequence.
Oh,
The
in
tragedy.
Japan. Yeah.
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 It was wonderful.
All right. Cool. That's Mortal Kombat 2021. I guess we didn't need 3 minutes, did we?
We got 5 more seconds.
We have 5 more seconds. What did I really like?
No,
Raiden was fun.
We're done.
Oh,
Moving on.
I liked Raiden.
Oh, so much better than the original movie.
And Christopher Lambert. Yeah.
Oh,
Totally.
sorry, Chris. You did bad.
Yeah, go back to Scotland, you fucking Highlander. I think that's all. That's all the media I have consumed recently.
Yeah.
That's
So,
worth talking about, at least.
speaking of video game movies.
Oh God, this is a video game movie, isn't it?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it is.
Oh, well, what a segue. Didn't even plan that.
Haha.
Okay, yeah, we're doing a little mini series for the summer called the Super Spooky Summer, and we're watching
Ooh.
horror movies. And I don't know if this counts as a horror movie per se, because it's not scary and it's barely a movie, but it is a zombie movie, so
Yeah.
it's scary-ish.
I think it was supposed to be at least a bit scary.
It wasn't. They failed. This Resident Evil Apocalypse. I put in the trailer.
Actually, do you mind during our trailer break? Can I just go pee real quick?
Yeah, go pee.
Cool. Be right back.
That's cool. I'll just stay here.
From the leading name in biotechnology, cells regenerate. Another breakthrough from the Umbrella Corporation.
My name is Alice. I worked for the Umbrella Corporation. There was an accident, and everybody died. Trouble was, they didn't stay dead.
In the pursuit of human perfection, accidents will happen.
There's been an incident.
How bad is it? We're reopening the hive. I want to know what went on down there. Sir, there's something in here.
The infection is spreading faster than anyone could have anticipated.
Seal the gates. Our men are still out there.
Just do it.
We're expendable assets. And we've just been expended.
Now, those left behind
We're gonna take you home.
must battle an enemy that will not die.
What was that?
We're gonna need more ammo.
I'm good. But I'm not that good.
They did something to me. They changed me.
Wow.
Yeah. So Matt, Resident Evil Apocalypse.
There it is.
It's technically a movie, I guess.
Yes. This is true.
This is
What year
such
did
a
this come out again?
I want to say 2004. Let me just real quick look it up here.
Okay.
Yeah, 2004.
Okay, yeah.
Resident Evil Apocalypse stars Mila Jovovich, Sienna Gilroy, some guy named Oded Fair, and Thomas Kretschmann, who is the German guy in every movie.
Yep.
They need a sinister-looking German guy.
He's the go-to.
They get that guy. As far as the Resident Evil movies go, this might be the worst one.
Yeah, well, we've done Resident Evil 1 already on the show.
We have done Resident Evil 1. It was not good.
It was not a good movie.
No.
But I'm gonna have to double check, but I'm pretty sure we made it craptacular. I think it was dumb enough that we had a good time watching a bad movie. I have to double check. Resident
in my
Evil.
mind, I think if I was gonna put like if someone put a gun to my head and said you're gonna watch either Resident Evil or Resident Evil Apocalypse or I'm gonna shoot you, I'd be like, it's weird that this is how you choose to use your threat, but I will watch the first one, sir. Thank you.
Yep. Can confirm episode 22, Resident Evil, craptacular.
Craptacular? Okay, that makes sense. So Paul W.S. Anderson stepped away from the director's chair for this one. He still wrote the movie, but he stepped away and he let Alexander Witt direct, who is not a good director. In fact, this is the only feature film credit he has directed to this day. I think he's mainly second unit director. Second unit director of photography.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So what is Resident Evil Apocalypse about? It does pick up right where the first one left off.
Well, yeah.
What is the plot?
So I do like that. I do like that it picks up right after the first one leaves off, because the first one, leaves off with some of the nastiest sequel bait in cinema history. Where, the men in the white hazmat suits come in, they're like, oh, he's mutating, take him to the Nemesis program, and then they send Alice off to some test facility, and she breaks out and she steps out into the city, and it's been destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, whoa, what's happening? Can't wait to see that. And this movie picks up pretty much right where that movie ends, probably slightly before, actually.
Yeah, it gives us a little bit
You get a little bit tangential information about what's going on, right?
Yeah, they overlap just a touch. Because it turns out what Umbrella decided to do when they, got to the underground facility doors and found...
The Hive?
The Hive, that's what it's called, thank you.
Yeah.
They got to the Hive and found Alice and Matt there. And just immediately put them into custody. Matt went to the Nemesis program. Alice, they did stuff too. Didn't ask them any questions. And we're like, we really need to know what went on in the Hive. But we're not going to ask the people that just came out of it. We're just going to crack the doors.
Yeah.
So they crack the doors. And the T-virus gets out.
Yeah, like they don't have security cameras down there. They don't have... They have a holographic representation of like the Umbrella Corporation president's daughter as the security system computer mainframe thing. They can't afford to put like a couple fucking like a CCTV system in.
Yep. Or just ask.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, ask.
Like they just said, "Hey, Alice, what went on down there?" And she would have been like, the T-virus got out and everyone is zombies. And then immediately they could have been like, oh, okay, let's not crack the doors.
Yeah. I think they knew, though. They knew the T-virus got out.
Okay, but like I guess. But they were like, we need more information. Let's just open doors.
Yeah. Like
no. What?
They had to have known because both Alice and Matt got infected by the T-virus.
Right, yeah.
Right? I don't know. This is what I can't remember is so they've genetically manipulated Alice, obviously at some point, experimenting on her with the T-virus. Did they do that in between these movies? Or was she always like that?
It's my understanding that happened in between the movies, but it's been a while since I saw the first.
Yeah.
So I'm not positive. It was like
'cause
30
I know,
episodes ago.
Yeah, fair enough. And I have not watched that movie since.
Yeah, I mean, neither have I.
Why would I? Yeah, so I think, I also kind of get that vibe, because in the first one, her and the dude are just, their security, right? Her and, was it James Purefoy? They're security, and they're supposed to be fake married, or they're actually married?
I think it was fake married.
I think it was fake married too. But they definitely get freaky deaky in some flashbacks at some point.
Yeah.
So it wasn't totally fake, if you know what I mean. Bing. She gets knocked out with the nerve gas when the alarm system goes off in the Hive, right? And a nerve gas seeps into the house, which is like a weird choice.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's not that movie. That's this movie. So basically, this movie starts with the awesome montage set to some sweet rap rock music, probably.
Oh yeah, early 2000s.
Going around collecting people to basically being like, sir, you need to come with us right now. We're not going to tell you why, just get in the car. Dudes in suits with earpieces. Classic action movie schlock crap. And they get the guy from the Chernobyl miniseries. He plays a scientist in this one too. Seems to be his bread and butter, just playing scientists because he looks like one. And his daughter is in Raccoon City. And his daughter, her car crashes. She's like a little girl. They have like a driver. Car crashes. She gets trapped in Raccoon City, and so he decides he's going to try and get her out by agreeing to help Umbrella. But then as soon as he sees the opportunity to, he's going to like betray Umbrella or go behind their back and try and get his daughter out alive.
Yeah, he like hacks into the Raccoon City CCTV and stuff, and like it's shown that he actually first tries to log into his Umbrella stuff, and his access is denied. Like his Umbrella credentials have been revoked, and so he hacks in and finds his daughter using some kind of search thing. I don't know. And she's at her school apparently, but then he like searches the city for whoever's alive to like make a deal with them.
Yeah, so the people that are left alive, there's Alice, because she was wandering around in a hospital gown at the beginning of the movie, and then at some point found
like a hunting store.
Yeah. So she got some booty shorts and a mesh tank top.
Like you would find at a hunting store.
Of course, at a hunting store, yeah. There's Detective Jill Valentine, who is also a cop that only wears booty shorts and like a tube top.
Correct.
And her character is introduced. She's listening to a police scanner in a dark room, and then she grabs her gun and walks into a police station and just starts shooting suspects in the head. And then says, "You got to shoot him in the head. That seems to work. If I were you, I'd get out of town. That's what I'm doing." And then her chief is like, "God damn it, Valentine. Coming in here shooting up my precinct. You no good, dirty, rotten, stinking." And then and then the scene cuts because, again, you can't have a scene that's longer than like 30 seconds in this movie.
Of course not.
So that's how her character is introduced. She's a cop, / STARS member.
Yeah, I mean, like, it seems clear to me at the beginning that she is a cop. She is later identified as a
STARS member. Yeah, which stands for Special Tactics and Rescue Squad.
That sounds right.
Something like that.
Something like that.
So her and what's that guy's? It's not Chris Redfield. It's another character from the game. What is his name? Oded Fair. Who did he play?
I don't remember.
Carlos Oliveira. I think he's from the game.
That sounds about right.
It's like him and his partner. They're STARS members, and they get stuck in the city somehow. And then there's another guy.
Well, I think they work for Umbrella, actually.
Well, they do work for Umbrella. Oh, yeah, they work for Umbrella.
They work for Umbrella, but get straight up abandoned in the city.
Who's the other STARS member then? That's the
right. Yeah, like Valentine's friend.
Yeah, Sergeant Peyton Wells. I've got the IMDb.
Peyton.
I've got the IMDb page open, so I'm just
perfect.
yeah. And then there's like those two. They're strapped. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so he's. And then there's a reporter who's trying to get the big scoop.
Right, she's got a camcorder.
What's going on. She's got a little mini DV camcorder. And then there's the worst character in the movie, and it's not his fault. It's not the actor's fault. I don't want to blame you, Mike Epps, but my God. Okay, so there's a black man who is dressed like a pimp from the 1970s and talks like a pimp from the 1970s.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets stuck in Raccoon City because he crashes his car because he's distracted by some zombie girls walking down the street with their tits out.
Yep, zombie prostitutes.
He's distracted by undead titties.
Yep.
And he crashes his car. What?
Yep.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Bad writing.
Why did that need to be in there? And then he's got like custom gold-plated fucking you know, like Desert Eagle guns and stuff like that. It's just it's the worst
by the
stereotype.
Way, he goes into a police precinct or something, or he finds like a stars squad, and they all like put up their guns, and he's like, hey, chill, I'm black, and then they like go to hand him a gun, and he's like, yo, my shit is custom, and holds out his coat, and he's got the 2 gold-plated handguns in there.
Yeah.
The first thing I thought of was Community, the paintball episode. Ben
Totally. Yeah,
whips
that's
out
exactly
2 gold-plated guns, and I was like,
yeah,
oh shit.
yeah, that's kind of where my mind went to.
Yeah,
as well.
Which that little detour in my mind was a nice little respite from the movie that we were watching because it was bad.
What a stupid fucking
Also, he
film.
doesn't use them, correct? Like he
No,
never
he doesn't.
uses those.
He never uses them.
Guns.
What a fucking cock tease of the movie to like have him whip out these sick gold-plated Desert Eagles, and then because what happens is Nemesis shows up, and they change his directive to eliminate STARS members. So he pulls out his minigun, shoots all the STARS members, doesn't hit LJ.
LJ, right?
Yeah.
He's a civilian.
Because he's a civilian. And so the dude's freaking out. He's holding up his guns, and then it says like armed civilian, threat level minimal, and then he drops his Desert Eagles and like puts his hand up, and he's like, no threat detected, and he walks away.
Yep.
Because you can see his like heads up display. He's got like Terminator vision, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that character. Ugh. Now, had you seen this movie before at all?
So I wasn't sure if I had, and going through it, there were definitely some scenes I had no memory of, and then every once in a while I would see a scene where I was like, oh, I've seen that before. I'm pretty sure this is one of those movies that like one of my siblings was watching on TV, and then I would like come into the room and like linger for a scene to like see what they were watching, and then the scene would change, and then I'd like leave again.
Yeah.
So I've definitely seen some of the scenes. I don't think I've ever sat through this entire movie.
Yes, I had definitely seen this movie at least once, probably in the range of 2004 to 2006, I would say. At some point I watched this movie. The only scene I remember from this entire movie, I remember Nemesis existing. I don't remember a specific scene from it, but I remember seeing Nemesis at one point. I remember the scene in the church with the giant tongue monsters.
Ugh.
Where Alice rolls in on the motorbike. And I remember, spoiler alert, the doctor at the end gets turned into a zombie, and he's in a wheelchair. And I remember him crawling out of the wheelchair and biting the main bad guy as they fly away in the helicopter.
Right, yeah.
That's what I remember from that. Those are the only 3 things that stuck out from this entire movie. What an utterly forgettable movie.
Yeah, that's a very good way of putting it. This is a very forgettable movie.
Like I don't even necessarily want to get into the plot too much because I don't like what is it?
I mean, I could probably sum up the plot real quick.
Yeah, do it.
They crack the hive, so the T virus gets out. They put the entire city of Raccoon City in lockdown, and they start screening people at the gates to like let them leave. But then one person by the gate
don't work.
Clearly, fuck. But here at Raccoon City, they take this shit seriously. One person becomes a zombie near the gate, and they close the entire city immediately. At which point everyone is trapped in the city.
Like the appropriate response, though.
Yeah, like this is a world-ending virus. You see it near the gate, you close the gate.
Yeah,
that's how it has to be. It's super brutal, and like we're kind of positioned like, ooh, Umbrella's evil because they're locking all of these people in. But like watching it, especially in a pandemic world, I was like, nope, I get it. That was the safe call.
But it's like, you know. the Umbrella also created the virus in the first
Well,
place.
yeah, no, and cracked the hive in a really unsafe. It was 100% their fault, but like, at least that protocol, I was like, no, I get it.
Totally.
But then, so then they do two things. Umbrella does two things. They have the city on lockdown. The virus is out, nothing they can do, or nothing they're going to do at least. So they do two things. One, cool, this is a great time to test our Nemesis program. So they activate Nemesis to go kill people as a test. Very unethical. Very Umbrella. The second thing they do is nuke the city.
Yeah.
Where they're like, as soon as we're done our tests, we're erasing all evidence that this ever happened. And Alice, at one point in the movie, lets us know that they already have a cover-up planned. It's going to be a nuclear meltdown at the power plant that wipes out the city.
Yeah. Which is it's funny actually watching this, because there was one thing that I did watch also in between here and now that I didn't really think about bringing up because it wasn't very good. But Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. His new movie on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've seen like it pop up.
It's not worth watching, but it's also not like amazing.
Okay,
I think it's like a 5 out of 10.
Okay, that sounds like I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah. The one impressive thing is they cut Chris D'Elia out of the movie entirely after they'd already shot it and replaced him with Tig Notaro.
Wow.
Because Chris D'Elia is a sex pest and Tig Notaro is not. And she's the best part of the movie. But anyways, it has a very, very similar plot where there's these people, Las Vegas is walled off because there was a zombie outbreak. These people go in to do a heist. They're going to rob the casino vault. And then fly away in the helicopter that's on the roof before the U.S. government nukes the city.
Wow, that is very similar, except there's a heist element, which sounds already more interesting.
Yeah, except the heist element isn't even like the main part of the movie. It's weird. We don't need to get into it.
Is the heist just like the excuse for them to be in the city?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, well then that's dumb.
It is dumb.
Because in this one, we just have a cast of characters. They're there because they live there. They live and work there.
Yeah, / woke up in a weird lab and stepped outside in a hospital gown that was just held on by some tape and had a front and a back, but no middle.
It's basically just a very long bib.
Yeah.
It's like the bib that you wear if you're scared about spilling your soup on your genitals.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a crotch bib.
Yeah.
Crotch length bib. Except it's not even a bib because it doesn't like go around her shoulders or her neck or anything. It's just like taped to her chest.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then also taped to her back and doesn't have any sides.
It's basically just like a sensor rectangle that they didn't want to edit in, so they taped it to her.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah. Which doesn't make any sense because you see her completely naked later in the tank.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. One of the funny things I saw in this movie was at the very beginning. This movie is rated R for, and this is where the Oxford comma becomes really funny, for nonstop violence, language, and some nudity.
For nonstop
violence. So it's rated R for nonstop violence, for language, and for some nudity. But the way it's written is just with commas, and so it's rated R for nonstop violence, language, and some nudity. So there's nonstop some nudity and nonstop language.
There's people only are some just nudity, talking. But it just won't stop.
It's a little grammar humor for you guys out there.
I think nonstop some nudity is what you would call it when someone wears a halter top.
That's what crop tops are. Just some nudity all the time. What's that right here? Oh yeah. Did anyone else, and by anyone else I mean you, find the action scenes just like unwatchable.
Yes, my very second note was all about the camera work and choreography and how it's
Well,
like,
yeah, there's like to make the zombies look more like violent and like aggressive, they do this like low shutter angle thing where they're like it like makes the motion kind of choppy and more blurry.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Where it's like it's not like a lower frame rate, but it's just like um the shutter isn't going as fast, so you don't get like smoother motion. It's like way jankier.
Yep,
And they do that so much.
all the
And
time.
then it's just dark and like fast cutting and you just can't tell who's who.
Yep. And there's so much like shake in the camera, like it's handheld,
Yeah.
but then like so many parts of it are also like sped up to make it seem like it's more action packed. But then
Oh,
you're like
totally.
speeding up a shaky hand camera movement, and it's like, I gotta say, I have real bad motion sickness, and I almost couldn't make it through this movie.
It's like I just like stopped paying attention. Anytime an action scene would come on, I would like start watching it, and then I'd like look at my phone. And I'd be like, "This is dumb. I'll just wait till it's over and stop."
Yeah.
Which is stupid because I think that's like the whole point of these movies. Like, it's obviously not for the plot or the characters. Like, it's
Yeah.
got to be for the action. But the action sucks.
It was really bad. Yep.
Fucking unwatchable. Also, I need to backtrack. I need to apologize to Mila Jovovich's wardrobe person because she wasn't in short shorts for the entire time. That was my bad. Jill Valentine was in short shorts. She had pants on. Alice has cargo pants on, but at one point, one of the pant legs gets ripped.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yes. And so she's got one pant leg and then one half pant leg, but also the bottom half of the pants are still like attached to like her calf or like right below the knee.
Yep.
It's the weirdest wardrobe choice.
Yep.
It doesn't. Yeah, it does not make any sense at all. But I don't remember. I don't remember it happening. I just remember looking up from my phone at one point and going like, "Wait, what the fuck? How is her pants staying on?"
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It was when she
I
was
don't know.
fighting Nemesis was when I noticed it. But yeah, what a fucking bad movie. Here's the thing is they don't get better from here. I've seen I think pretty much all of these movies at least once. I don't think I've seen the last one.
How many are there, do you know?
7?
Holy shit.
6? Maybe just 6. I can't remember exactly, but the
The pain on your face.
they get weirder
Weirder.
in like a bad way. So I think after the next one, Extinction, which is probably the best one,
Okay.
which is directed by Russell Mulcahy, who directed Highlander and a movie we've covered on our podcast already, Razorback.
Oh. Okay.
He directed that one, and I think it's the best one. From my memory, it's the best one. Again, it's been a long. I probably haven't seen it like since I was in high school, but because what happens after that is Paul W.S. Anderson comes back to direct. So he directed the first one. He chose not to direct Apocalypse because he wanted to direct Alien vs. Predator.
Another movie we reviewed.
Another movie. I think he's the most reviewed filmmaker we've done
that's right.
on this podcast because we've done
At this
Mortal
point.
Kombat, we've done Resident Evil, we've done Alien vs. Predator, and then if you want to count his writing credits, we've now done this one. So he did Alien vs. Predator and Death Race, and then came back and directed Resident Evil Afterlife, and he directed the last 3 from there. He wrote and directed. And that's when they get fucking strange. So I think we should press on with this series and just get through all of them eventually.
Okay. I'm
Look, we at least have to do the next one because, like I said, it's the best one.
Is that the one with like the crows on the cover or something? Are there crows in it?
No, maybe it takes place in the desert.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, sure. I'm down.
I don't know. Did you have any other notes you wanted to give on Resident Evil Apocalypse?
I mean, like, I feel like we haven't accurately described how bad it is, even with just what we've said. Like, there's so much to it that's so bad. Like, nothing about it is good. And, like, I just tried to describe the plot. The plot has nothing to do with the characters. The characters are just there coincidentally.
Yeah.
And, like, they're just trying to survive. And, like...
Yeah. So at one point, that Dr. Ashmore or whatever gets in touch with all of them and is like, if you can find my daughter, I can get you out of the city before the bomb goes off.
Mm-hmm.
And so then everyone's kind of going to try and find this little girl.
Right, that's how all of the characters come together.
That's how all the characters come together.
But I mean, freaking Alice, Jill, and the reporter, I don't remember her name. They were already all together. At this point, Peyton had already died, turned into a zombie, and then had to be killed again.
Yeah.
Even Alice predicted that and said that that was going to happen, and no one did anything about it. But those three get to the school, and either Alice or Jill, they're like, okay, let's split up to go find the girl. And the reporter's like, what? No way. Let's not split up because there's going to be more zombies in here. And Alice just like hands her a gun. And the reporter's like, I've never used a gun before. It's like, it's easy. Try to shoot them in the head.
Oh, yeah.
And then like they split up. Guess what happens? Spoiler alert, the reporter fucking dies.
Yeah.
They split up, leaving the non-combatant, like the civilian, on her own. She gets fucking eaten by zombie children.
Yeah.
Like, pretty quickly. And then, like, Alice, like, hears her screaming and then, like, tries to, like, run to her rescue. But it's like, of course she's gonna be fucking dead. You let her go on her own in a zombie apocalypse. And it just felt so dumb.
That was pretty dumb.
And then when also in the kitchens of the school, it's where the police canine unit is there, the zombie dogs, because they have to have zombie dogs again.
No, yeah, you have to. I mean, like, honestly, if I'm watching a Resident Evil movie, that's I kind of expect. I want zombies and I want zombie dogs.
Yep, it's the benchmark. But so what Jill does is like turns on all of the gas elements and like runs out with the girl. And then like, but she's actually like walking like an action movie star, kind of like walking briskly, but it's in slow motion, and like lights a matchbook and like tosses it behind her like it's no big deal. And then it's kind of this like partially slow-mo of her walking out, busting through the doors, the matches burning, sailing through the air, and the dogs approaching. And then the matches fucking go out and they hit the floor. Because that's what happens if you throw a fucking match.
You throw matches?
Yeah, they go out. So I was like, weirdly, that's really funny because that is what would happen. But that does not fit the tone of the movie at all.
No.
And then cut to Alice flicking a cigarette. Like, at the doors. And then, like, the zombie dogs break through the glass of the door that's separating them from the kitchen. And the cigarette barely enters the window and everything explodes. Which is at the other end of the spectrum of, like, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And it was just such a dumb sequence. I hated it.
Yeah. So this is the super spooky summer, and we're doing some super spooky movies. Were you super spooked by this movie at all? This movie spooked
Not
you?
even a little bit.
No.
It wasn't scary. It wasn't even very gross. It was just annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the other thing. There's almost no blood in this movie.
Yeah.
Like very, very little.
Just nonstop some nudity,
Yeah.
but no
And
blood.
violence. Like there's a lot of like shooting and action and zombies getting shot and weird tongue monsters getting shot. That's what I hate about the Resident Evil series, honestly. I'm like, I want zombies and like I'll take some zombie dogs, that's fine. But all these other weird creatures that they always shoehorn in.
Yeah, like the mutants, ones that
Yeah.
have mutated from the T virus.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. I don't know. Doesn't vibe with me.
Yeah, well, tongue zombies don't vibe with everybody.
No. Ugh. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about it. I think
It's just dumb.
It's dumb. It's not even like I feel like we owe the audience more jokes. Like it's not even, we can't even make fun of this movie. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's bafflingly stupid. Here's one more thing to complain about, just because I want to complain.
Yeah, no,
because I'm
by all
unhappy.
means.
So Dr. Ashford tells them how to get out of the city once they have his daughter, and that's that there is one last helicopter leaving the city.
Yeah.
And so they have to go beat up the umbrella guards and steal the helicopter in order to get out of the city. That's the only way out. They get there, they beat up the guards. Alice realizes that the helicopter is for Nemesis. So Nemesis is coming.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, Dr. Ashford, a bunch more umbrella security guards, and like the evil German doctor are all there. How the fuck did they get there? They were safely outside the city.
Were they?
Yeah, they left the fucking city. Like, he was on the other side of the gate. They got Dr. Ashford out. And then all of a sudden, they're all there, back in the city. A, how did they get back there silently? And B, why would they go back to the infected city? And
It's about to get nuked.
Yeah. Like, it was so dumb and so annoying. And then they, like, forced this showdown between Alice and Nemesis, which, like, she starts to win, and he gets impaled on a spike, and only then does she piece together that Nemesis is, in fact, Matt.
Yeah, how does she piece that together exactly?
Throughout the movie, she's starting to have little flashbacks of, like, her time between movies, essentially, where she is getting experimented on.
Yeah.
And she does remember last time she saw Matt, they were taking him away and be like, put him in the Nemesis project, and he's starting to mutate, some shit's coming out of his arm. And she has like a bit of some weird flashbacks of being like in the hospital, but being in the same room as Matt for some reason. And they're experimenting on them both, and Matt is starting to mutate, and the doctors are like, oh, his genes are mutating from the T-virus or whatever. And then she like looks into his one remaining eye and sees it's Matt's eye, and it goes, yep.
That's
And then,
so cute.
and then that like apparently also triggers his memories. We don't really fully understand that, but then he pulls himself off the spike, grabs his huge gun, and starts mowing down Umbrella Corp people.
Yeah.
So he turns to their side, which was there was no emotional payoff for that turn at all.
No. I don't even remember
it was
that
like
character
really
being
obvious
in the last movie.
Oh, okay. Well, he's like in the flashbacks at the beginning, but they like clearly say put him in the Nemesis project.
Yeah.
And we hear that in the flashback more than once in this movie.
I remember that being at the end of the first movie, but I do not remember that character's role in that movie at all.
I mean, I don't really remember the first movie at all either. But as soon as the evil doctor was like, activate the Nemesis program, I was like, oh shit, that's whatever they mutated Matt into. Like, I knew right away.
Yeah.
It was really obvious.
Oh yeah, no, I think the audience is supposed to know.
Okay, good, because I did.
I don't think it was supposed to be a secret. I think that was supposed to be like a character moment where they were like, she was like, oh my god, Matt.
So I guess what we needed as an audience was to give a flying fuck about Matt's character in order for that to mean anything.
Yeah.
Which we didn't.
No.
Because who was he again?
Yeah. I don't even know. I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
The only people I remember from the first movie are, I remember the captain that gets cut in half or not in half, but he gets fucking cubed.
Right, of course.
Remember that guy? I remember Michelle Rodriguez. And
Yep.
I remember James Purefoy was like her fake husband. I feel like maybe Matt was a guy they found in the hive.
Maybe. Or was there like, maybe he was like part of the response team or something?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think he was a civilian. Anyways, it really doesn't matter, and it never will. So,
Yep. Bad movie.
that's that. Yep, terrible movie. Do you want to go first, or should I, or should we do Rotten Tomatoes?
You go up the Rotten Tomato score, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw down today's movie rating, which is that is one big pile of shit.
That is one big pile of shit.
One big pile of shit, absolutely. And Rotten Tomatoes gave it 19%,
Yes, that is appropriate.
which I think makes it the lowest rated.
No.
In the Resident Evil.
Oh, in the Resident Evil.
series.
Okay, yeah, okay. I jumped the gun on saying no. My apologies.
No, it's not the lowest rated we've done.
Yeah. If I remember
Don't-
correctly, the lowest rating we've ever seen in a movie we've reviewed is 8.
Yeah, which one was 8?
That was Captain America.
Right. Yeah, that tracks.
It was also the only one where I've guessed correctly, I think. I guessed something comically low and was exactly right.
Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at the collection.
You gonna
so
compare them all?
The final. Yeah. Okay, so Resident Evil Extinction is not the highest rated on IMDb.
Okay.
The highest rated is actually the final chapter. But I'm going to go ahead and say I think that's false.
Okay.
Because I've seen Afterlife and I've seen Retribution, and they're definitely better. Or those are definitely worse than Resident Evil Extinction. So, anyways, doesn't matter. This movie sucks. We'll be back next month with Psycho 2, I think is the...
Oh, that's our plan, right? Okay.
I think, yes. We're going to do Psycho 2, and then in August we'll do Jason Goes to Hell, and then that will be the super spooky summer.
Ooh.
Hooray.
I'm most excited for Jason Goes to Hell. And I shouldn't be, but I am.
I am also most excited for Actually, no. I'm most excited for Psycho 2 because I've never seen it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense then. That is more exciting.
Yeah. Jason Goes to Hell, I have seen it. It's fucking whack, yo. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what we'll do next month. Until then, if you like the show, please rate us on iTunes and subscribe. Leave a comment, recommend it to a friend. You can find us on all the socials, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at retrocrappod. We have an email, retrocrappod@gmail.com, if you want to email in your thoughts. And there's also a Patreon, which is super duper cheap. It's like $2-3 a month. What were you going to do with that $3? Probably waste it. Just give it to us. We'll spend it. And you get a ton of bonus content on there. Movie commentaries, bonus episodes. Yeah. I think that's it.
I think you did it, man.
I think I did it. Oh my gosh, that was so good.
So fast.
Oh,
I'm proud of you.
so fast. We really gotta pad out the ending now because we don't have. Only going for an hour and 14 minutes. Anyways,
gotta spread it out.
I gotta take a leak, so I'm gonna cut it short here and say thanks for listening to the show.
All right.
Until next time, keep watching crap.